What's up to all my YouTube people out there? This is your boy Lee Majors. I'm back again with how to manage your money. And one of the topics I want to get on right now is four different stages where you have certain costs that you have to pay, which is monthly. All right. Then you have every other month. Then you have quarterly, which is 4 months or 6 months. And then you have annually, or you have semi-quarterly, which is like every 2 to 3 months. So today, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because a lot of the time we don't do the annual cost on an expense or how much it would cost us for a whole year, you know what I'm saying, to actually operate and to do various different things that we want to do. Or, you know what I'm saying, we don't use the annual, you know what I'm saying, multiplication cost or use multiplication to see in 12 months at a certain monthly rate if we pay on something or if we have to pay something off, or how to use that particular mathematics to dictate the time and the date on when we're going to be finished paying it off, you know, far as keeping up certain different payments. So as an example, I use this as an example, right? When you look at how much you bring in annually, and this is to manage your money way better. When you look at how much you bring in annually versus how much you spend annually, you could kind of take control of that situation by not doing extra things that's going to go over those numbers. And you could kind of see where you're going in debt at. You understand what I'm saying? And you can see where you can make cutbacks on activity. I always tell people that they have to monitor their activity and do the necessary math, you know, to be able to be good money managers, you know, within this segment. And with that, as far as annual costs, we can see how much we're paying on something every year. So I tell people all the time, all right, well, I give you a prime example. Let's just say if you took $265, right? And you just took that and put it into a savings account for a whole 12 months. That 265, that shit would be, I think, $3,108. No, $3,180 to be exact. All right. So in 12 months, by paying into the savings account at $265, at the end of 12 months, you know that you're gonna have at least $3,000, or you know what I'm saying, $3,180 in that account. Okay. Now let's just say if we rolled off of that, and then within a 5-year period, we do that for 5 years. That's a guaranteed $15,900. We know this. Okay, so pretty much you can kind of dictate at what time, depending upon your discipline, on where you're gonna have things paid off. You know what I'm saying? And some of the time, you know, we have to do inventory and we have to keep count and everything like that. With incorporating these skills and militarizing these efforts, with staying organized money-wise, you can see where you're at cost-wise, and you know, this will stop you from getting in trouble. This will stop you from actually having to rob Peter to pay Paul, because you know that you're only capable of doing a certain amount. All right, and if there's anything else that you would want to do, I would say, you know, that you would save up and do it. But, you know, you will come up with a cost, you know what I'm saying, that you would have to save up, and then you will go on ahead and then you would do that exact thing or save up that exact amount. All right, you multiply that times, you know, doing it monthly. All right, and then you can see within the year where you will be at by the certain amount that you save every month. Okay. So I see a lot of people pay, you know, car notes and everything like that. Well, it's the same shit. It's the same thing when you actually pay a car note. A lot of times people don't dictate the interest, or they just look at the car note and just pay the car note and not understanding that, you know, and they speak in certain ways. Like, for instance, oh, well, you know, all you got to do is just pay 72 months, you know what I'm saying, of $490. Well, the way how that shit sound, it don't sound like it's that long. But when you do 72 motherfucking months, that's damn near 10 years. You understand what I'm saying? That's damn near 10 years. Now, if you could pay a car note and you have a $62,000 or $45,000 piece of merchandise in the driveway, if you could actually pay a car note at $400 and something a month, then you could go in ahead and, just like with anything else, and pay that same amount to pay into an insurance policy, or to put into the stock market, or to put towards your retirement account. You know what I'm saying? And you can still run that. The only difference with that is that it doesn't lose no value. You know what I'm saying? It makes money for you. You know, you can easily flip. Now we in the day and age now where it's easy to hit $1 million. You know what I'm saying? It's fairly easy to hit $1 million these days because there's so much shit out there. It's just that people don't know what to do with their money or where to put it at. You know what I'm saying? The infrastructure is changing. And I tell people all the time, you know, that if you want to be successful or whatever, right? You can work a regular job and do this. You want to be successful, then it's about being a great money manager. I don't care how much money you make or whatever it is that you do, because I've seen some millionaires and I've seen some 100,000aires really fuck their money over. I done seen a nigga have it all, and then through mismanagement, he lost it all. You understand what I'm saying? And there it is. You know, talk about wish I coulda, woulda. You know, but they, you know, you could actually tell that they didn't know what they was doing. They're not great managers with them being able to manage their money. You know, and the rules of managing money is just the same as the rules of managing a household. And we all have to look at that. Like anything that you want to prepare for, you can save up and do by making these categories. I'm about to show you this book. This is the infrastructure. This is how you have to set things up, right? All right, this is how you have to set things up. Now here it is. I'm gonna go into the breakdown. Okay, so, and I'm gonna use a basic number. All right, you have a simple $32,000 a year. All right, so I got $32,625. Okay, I spend about $8,400 in rent, and I'm breaking this down annually. So I spend about $8,400 in year in rent. Now I got $32,625. I take out $8,400 in rent. That's what I pay. Okay. Then I take about, because you know you don't have no car or whatever, so you're gonna spend about $4,200. You know what I'm saying, a year in travel fees. Okay. If you pay your phones up, or if you get a basic simple phone, that's about $720. You pay that off for the whole year. Okay. You still gotta eat. All right. You one person or whatever, and this is one person living. You one person, all right, that's about $2,400 a year in food, okay? Now, let's just say you want to make investments or whatever, right? So you take an investment and you make your investments, or you have a nice little insurance policy, or you buy some stock, or you put your money in a CD in the bank or whatever like that, right? You want to invest your money or start investing your money. That's about $6,000 a year, all right? Then all of a sudden, you want to make sure that you have some type of cash inside the house just in case if anything go wrong, or if it's a problem that arises or whatever like that. That's about $2,500, okay? And that's a one-stop shop number. All you got to do is save that up and put that away, and that's just that. So you ain't got to work on that no more, all right? Then you may have a significant other where y'all might have a joint account. You keep about $3,000 in there, okay? All right? So then from that, all right, cool. You may pay, if you got some investments or any other bills or investors, or like you putting into something or whatever, you may pay $3,500 for that. Then out of all of that, you may pay yourself $3,500. All right. What I just done just now is I took going annual, far as breaking shit down annually, and I made a responsibility for all of my money to work about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To work 10 different things. Now, $32,625 is not a lot. of money, right? But when it's managed, it could be definitely effective or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that number won't stay the same because here, show y'all the chart again. Okay. Here within this circle where I say investments, I'm investing $6,000 a month into my portfolio. All right. So that $6,000 a month is making money for me on the back end. So you figure if I do that for 5 years, I done took, and I done flipped my money from what? 6 times 5 is 30. So that's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. All right. So we got to look at it at about, I'm saving $6,000, I'm investing $6,000 a year. And who's to say that, you know what I'm saying, like, all right, that's how much I invested, which is 30,000. Depending upon my investment and what my investment pays out on the interest annually also is going to dictate the cost of that number. So let's just say I done took that 30,000 and I done flipped it and done made 50. Okay. Well, I don't touch my investments. At the same time, I still have my annual income that's coming in, that's stimulating all the factors that need to take care of. Now, I already have my little emergency fund for my $2,500 in cash in the house, just for whatever problems that may need to arise or whatever, right? Okay, cool. I got $3,000 into the joint account. Okay, all right, boom. I'm constantly investing. I got $3,500 that I'm paying my investors or whatever, and I'm doing stuff with that. So already annually, I got about what 3, 5, that's 9. I already got $10,000 that I'm investing in every year into something that's also flipping my money on the back end. And these are for the guys that make the lower tier, because if you make 32,000 or whatever, or you make like under $40,000 a year, this system you could actually use, and be able to, maintain that, right? All right, so you use all lower numbers when it comes to investments. Here, right here, which is last but not least, which is this joint right here, all right, which is the savings account. You keep $905 in the savings account. All right, $905. That's it. That's all in the savings, okay? And the reason why I say that is because you want to make sure that your annual income, your money is always working in the circulation. It goes out to come back in. Now, when you fill all these tiers up, right, and notice I get to the travel costs, your main thing or your main expenses is always going to stay the same. Not unless you have something else that changes. And even still then, when you look at, everything that's going on, you will actually see that, okay, well, my travel cost is $4,200. That's catching Ubers or whatever, maybe the train, whatever, paying for rides or whatever like that, right? And some would say, okay, well, that's a lot of money. I might as well get a car. And I want y'all to think how much, money that you do save because you don't have no ghost costs. See, I'm not paying for gas. And I'm talking about functioning at a $32,625, annual income. I don't have to pay for gas. I pay another person to drive me around, which in turn gets them a job. You understand what I'm saying? It gets them some work and they making some money. So you're doing the good, correct thing. You're paying for a service. Plus, not only that, I get to write that off. You understand what I'm saying? So I won't get taxed too hard on that. I don't have to deal with any mechanics. I don't have to pay for no gas. If the car breaks down, I don't have to compromise my insurance or whatever like that. So I'll spend $4,200 on travel costs. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather pay somebody to drive me around or whatever. And the reason being is because at $32,625, I wouldn't get no car. If I'm making that kind of money or whatever like that, I'm not going to drive no car when I know that it takes a little bit more than that, to actually keep that car up and running. You understand what I'm saying? So, the average car takes about $5,000 a year, you know what I'm saying, to actually run. And that's what people don't understand. They don't do the annual cost. Every time the car breaks down, every time you have to pay insurance, you know what I'm saying, a co-pay or pay insurance or whatever, every time that the car needs fluids, you have to go constantly get, and I'm not saying that the car is bad, but what I'm saying is, and I'm clarifying this up, that if you make this certain amount or whatever, right, the best thing to do, that's gonna make your the best thing on what not to do is don't buy no vehicle. You better off either renting or either like I said, spending $4,200 annually for travel costs. You ain't got to worry about that. That's a one-stop shop number. You know what I mean? Like, that's the exact amount that you would have to spend to get anywhere else, like anybody else would get anywhere else. All right? You ain't got to worry about tickets. You ain't got to worry about gas. You ain't got to worry about if the car break down. You ain't got to worry about a lot of ghost costs that comes up, because a lot of times when vehicles get broken down, people don't have the money to fix them or to keep them running, okay? So we talk about annual yearly costs. Same thing with the cell phones. If your cell phone costs $60 a month, you know, you times that by 12. You know, well, what's 12 times 60? You know what I mean? It's 720. So we talking about, all right, well, if you got a phone bill that's $60 or whatever, right? You go ahead and you pay your phone bill up. That's $720 that's saved. Okay, that's annually or whatever. So you know, $2,400 in food. Okay. I don't know about you, but I know $2,000 worth of food can last you at least 5 to 6 months, tops. All right. If you keep it at $200 a month, that's $2,400. Then you ain't got to worry about nothing. I know some people that get food stamps every month, and that's what they get. They get $2,000 for food or whatever. So that shit comes in handy. You be able to feed yourself off of this, and it's just nothing but the discipline that you are incorporating within this number. This $32,625. So you know what I mean. You take $6,000 of that, and that's annually. You know what I'm saying, and you make investments. And you double that money. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, I would say the house cash. That's a one-stop shop payment. You always want to keep about $2,500 in a fireproof safe. If you got a firebox safe or whatever, $2,500 on cash. You always want to keep cash in hand, just in case if you have a problem. Joint account with you and your significant other or whatever, you always want to keep $3,000 in there at about all times. You understand what I'm saying? Just about $3,000 in there, just in case. You know what I mean? Something happens, y'all have the joint account, you got $3,000 in that account, boom. All right. As far as paying yourself, you always want to pay yourself. And I tell people this all the time. You want to run the way that you get paid like a Fortune 500 company. All right, you want to militarize your dollars, you know, from segment to segment or whatever. You know, you pay your expenses. Like I said, 50% of whatever it is that you make goes into your operations, and it goes into your expenses, and it goes into your tools and everything that you need or whatever, right? And the other 50%, you know what I'm saying, you go ahead and you break that down, you know, within investing and working on the other side of what you got going on or whatever. So if you got a business or something that's going on, then 20% of whatever that is on that other 50% needs to go towards that. So you're stimulating the house, and you also stimulating whatever it is that you choose to create for yourself. All right. You can survive off of $32,625. If you make under 40, you can survive off of that. It's called frugal living. Frugal living is definitely, to me, is definitely a principle that you can adapt to your disciplinary actions within dealing with the short-term type of money. Now, I will say this. Some, you know, people want to do what they want to do, and I feel as though that, you know, along the way, you need to starve yourself and fast from having a whole lot of money until you get good with and being able to manage the small increments amounts that you have already. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like you know, me and my brothers coming up, we were always good at saving money, putting money in the piggy bank and all that other stuff. You know, we grew up poor or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We knew what it was to hold a dollar. When we started working and everything like that, I remember I used to save every other paycheck. I knew what it was, you know what I'm saying, to save up money and to sit on money for extensive period of times because we may had a goal to arise, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by goal to arise, you may have been saving up because you wanted to do something. But, you know, at the same time, you know, we use the annual mathematics, which is annual multiplication, to understand and know how many months it was going to take, you know, to come up with the time and the date of us at a certain pace and at a certain amount. We times that annually to know how much we would have paid into something or how much it would have cost us and how long it was going to take, you know, for that to actually happen. Okay. So I tell people all the time too, mathematics, when you apply mathematics to problem solving, you know, it gives you a very clear reality check on the time and position that you're in and how much resources it's going to take for you to get something done. So that way that you don't waste a whole lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? So understand exactly what I'm saying when it comes into regards of distribution of resources. All right, at 32,000, and this is at the lowest. You understand what I'm saying? This is at the lowest. All right, this is at the lowest. I know some people that don't survive off of less. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, with this, you could definitely come up. You always still have to have a creative way of doing something with your money to always invest into something that's going to make you more money later on. But I will say, as far as managing this, if you can manage this at the lowest, you are definitely preparing yourself to be able to deal, you know what I'm saying, with hundreds of thousands, if not when you make your first $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all on what you, you know, what you put your money into and doing the knowledge on how you can grow your money a lot more. My channel is to teach y'all how to manage the money at these levels and how to creatively be able, you know what I'm saying, to structure your money to protect you instead of it going against you. All right. So this is discipline. You know, you have to discipline yourself. It's like with anything else, you know, you developing your muscle, you got to practice this shit every motherfucking day. You know, you fight how you train how you fight. You know what I'm saying? You are what you are as far as what you put into things. You know what I'm saying? Your do's and your don'ts and your character and everything else like that. So definitely we have to take we have to look at a different mindset as far as how we look at our finances and everything else like that. Because everybody ain't going to make it to the NBA. Everybody ain't going to make it into the music. We are, you know what I'm saying? We are regular working class people that's keeping this motherfucker running and functioning every day. You know what I'm saying? Blue collar workers, you know what I'm saying? You know, we keeping this motherfucker functioning and running every day. But I will say this. If you use this system right here, all right? You use this system right here. You can still work your regular job or whatever, right? And you ain't have to work as hard because you got your infrastructure of how your money built. So when you build an infrastructure engine on how your money works, then you would eventually, you know, gain more of it. You understand what I'm saying? And that could give you the time and control and flexibility to really sit back, to really, you know, do the research on what you really actually want to do. So it's all about how we need to treat money, you know, and we need to start teaching our kids this shit, you know, at 11, 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because we also can invest into them and create jobs for them too, just by them helping them, teaching them how to do their chores, paying them to do certain different things, all kinds of stuff that's going on. So today's topic is the annual cost, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna cut this out. All right. Today's topic was on how can we survive, you know what I'm saying, and manage $32,625 at a annual, you know what I'm saying, at an annual stimulant. Okay, so annually, which is yearly, all right, annually, which is yearly. When you see the APR, annual percentage yearly rate, that's the abbreviation for that shit. So annually, you got 12 months. And when you do the 12 months mathematics, you can see where you at. Especially if somebody trying to charge you interest on something. you can kind of question that. You know, if they charge you too much interest, don't even engage into that. All right. So versus how much you bring in annually. And I'm gonna say this too. I'm trying to fit it all in. Some people get paid, you know, over $100,000 a year, right? But they never ever do the annual cost of all the things. So they got enough money to purchase shit, but that don't necessarily mean that they have enough money to maintain that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So you can make 6 figures, but you can also spend 6 figures on the shit that you got. You know, if you got 50% of interest going out of the house, you might as well work at Popeyes or McDonald's like everybody else, because there's too much money going out of the house. You understand what I'm saying? There's too much money going out of the house. Ain't no way that you make over $100,000 a year and have a home, you know what I'm saying, for $300,000 or $400,000, and that home not be paid off first. The home is the first priority, especially if you make over $100,000. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't take you that long to pay that off or whatever. You know, no more than probably like 10 years. You know, if you make over $100,000, you already in 10 years you done made $1 million. Like I said, you still got to eat and live. Now look, if a person could live off of $32,625, right? If you use a frugal living method, you can pay your house off if you make over 6 figures, you know, probably less than 10 years if you dedicated and disciplined enough. You know, if you really about your business. So, and I tell people this, all it takes is $28,000. $28,000 one time, and you sit it in the S&P 500, and in 30 years, without even fucking with it, that's your $1 million. The point is, can you have the temperament and the discipline and the patience of being able to wait that long? You're going to have to sacrifice something. All you did was just sacrifice time with not touching that money. You ain't do nothing immoral to get it like some other people doing. And you could peacefully live your life. All you did was that you took $28,000 and you sat it in the market and you looked away from it. There go your retirement. That's the reward, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe that you invest in something, you'll never get nothing back for it. Sometimes you have to be simple to simplify. You know what I'm saying? You have to simplify your situation. You will sacrifice something. Whether it be your time, your ass, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you want that shit too fast, you're gonna pay the cost for that. So it's all about picking and choosing. So it's not about how much you make. It's all about the decisions that you make. This is chess. 8-dimensional chess, by the way. This is not checkers whatsoever. This is how to manage your money by Lee Majors. Until next time, you know what I'm saying? Really take this to heart. Y'all pass this around, subscribe to the channel or whatever. You know, my shit is basic and simple. You know, this is, you know, hood knowledge, man. You know, for all of y'all out there. You know, I come to educate and, you know what I'm saying, recycle that stuff back down to the heavens to all my people. And when I mean heavens, I mean everything, you know, around us or whatever. So that way that we know. Knowing is half the battle. You know how to, you know, I mean, think about it. You know, we in the age of information and we need to pass this information around. So I'm telling all of y'all, man, you know, subscribe to the channel, pass this around, repost this, you know what I'm saying, so the brothers can know. Because we got brothers getting out of the penitentiary. We got niggas all over everywhere that's really not educated on what to do out here. So we have to equip them with information. All right? Peace.